Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to a snowy Sunday here in beautiful downtown Faribault. Actually, I'm not in beautiful downtown Faribault. I'm in an undisclosed, out-of-the-way country location. But anyway, here we go with our second assignment and last assignment of the week. All right, this assignment is called Storyboarding a Text. All right, so you know where to find it. It's under assignments for the week of February the 22nd through the 26th. Okay? Dun, dun, dun. All right, so open this thingy up. There you go. So, storyboarding a text, motivations for treaties. Why did Dakota agree to sell their land? I thought they didn't want to. Yeah, what's up with that? They sold their land at the Treaty of Traverse des Sioux? What for? All right, we just got done learning about the Treaty of Traverse des Sioux, where the United States government and the Dakota of Minnesota made a treaty to sell most of their land in 1851. And remember, Dakota didn't want to, but they did it anyway. So, with this assignment, we're trying to figure out a reason exactly why they agreed to do this. Alrighty? Okay. So, let's go ahead and read these instructions. Use pages 110 and 111 in the Northern Lights book, or pages 618, 619, and 620 in the Blue M app Northern Lights book. All right? And as always, password for this is 656 student and secede, capital SECEDE 15 exclamation mark. All right, so for this assignment, you or me, that's your teacher, will pick one of the three sections. Land for each, money, or lifestyle. I want you to pick one of them. For this example, I'm going to do the lifestyle one, okay? So step number one, go to Notability, use a blank sheet of paper, then write the title of your section you have chosen. For this example, I will choose a section called Lifestyle. Okay? Motivations for a treaty. Lifestyle. Okie dokie. Wow, that's step number one. How hard was that? Step number two, read just the one section you have chosen. In my example, I have chosen lifestyle. I will read just the 4 paragraphs. Then you'll understand the Americans and the Dakotas' point of view. Write down, summarize what the most important information is, from the Americans and Dakotas' point of view. Make sure you write down at least 2 sentences. Misspelled that word sentences. That's it. I'm going to stand in the corner for 5 minutes. Make sure you write down at least 2 sentences about each point of view. All right, that's step number 2. So here we go, peeps. So we're reading the section called Lifestyle. Here it is. Okay, page 6.20. You don't have to do this section. You could choose the money section or the land for each section. It's whatever you want to do. All right. So here's what we got. We have the Dakotas' point of view right here, and we have the Americans' point of view right here. I kind of got a problem with this. This is how the book explains it. All right. As Americans or Dakota, you know, I take issue with this because weren't the Dakota Americans as well? Yeah. But I guess that's how they classified it. So, anyway, just my thoughts on that. Food for thought. Okie dokie. Let's go ahead and take a look at this and see what's up. All right. So the Dakota could see that their homeland was changing. Newcomers were arriving to the region in large numbers. When I say newcomers, I mean American citizens, white Europeans, settlers. They were coming to what is now called Minnesota in large numbers and all over the country. And because they were coming, they're bringing with them a different way of life. Unlike the fur traders, these people, these settlers that were coming, they wanted to settle. All right? They wanted to stay forever. The fur traders weren't interested in staying. They just wanted to collect a few beaver and then get out of Dodge. Some Dakota saw treaties as a way to preserve some of their land. So they did not want to sell, but they thought, if we signed a treaty, maybe we could preserve some of our land. Stand by on this. I know it doesn't make sense at first, but stand by. They believe that having a reservation, because the only way they agreed to sell their land, remember when we were studying the Treaty of Traverse des Sioux, the only way they agreed to sell their land is if the United States government gave them a reservation to live on. They believed that having a reservation would provide them a place to continue their traditional lifestyle. It would be land that newcomers could not settle on or control. It would be Dakota land forever. Oh, I get it. So let's go back to our page we created. So lifestyle. First one is the Dakota. So one of the reasons, one of the motivations for a treaty from the Dakota point of view or perspective was let's just say some. Now let's go ahead and say one. The Dakota could tell that more and more settlers European Americans were coming to their land. Oopsie. They believed that by signing a treaty and selling their land, the United States government would, ran out of space, United States government would agree to allow the Dakota to live on a reservation forever. Okay, so this is one of the reasons why the Dakota agreed to sell their land. They could see that settlers were coming. More and more of them were coming. All right? And they knew that their land was going to be gone anyway. So they believed that by signing this treaty, selling their land to the United States government, that the government would say, okay, you would get a reservation, because that's one of the promises they made. That's one of the terms of their agreement. The Dakota said they would not sign their land unless they got a place to live on. And that place to live on was called a reservation. And that's what the government agreed to give them. So that was one of the reasons why the Dakota agreed to sell their land. Okay? So that's the Dakota point of view. Now, let's take a look at the Americans. What was their reason for signing a treaty? And when I say Americans, I mean the United States. That's supposed to be a U. I mean the United States government. Okay? So, most Americans believed, I'm just reading it, looking at the text here. Let me go back and get that for you. I know. Stand by. Don't panic. I'm a professional. Here we go. Americans. Most Americans believe the Dakota should adopt European American ways. Oh, really? The government planned to use some of the annuity payments. So, these annuity payments were yearly payments that the United States government was giving to the Dakota for the sale of their land. So the government planned to use some of the annuity payments from the treaties to teach the Dakota new skills and ways of life. Often this was achieved through the work of missionaries, who also encouraged the Dakota to accept Christianity instead of their traditional religion. So a missionary, you might have remembered us talking about this. Missionaries, these are people who went into an area and they saw people like the Dakota in this case, and they saw them and they saw that they did not have the same kind of beliefs they had, so they wanted them to have their same beliefs. In this particular case, they wanted them to become followers of Christ or Christians. So the missionaries also wanted the treaties to include plans to teach the Dakota to farm like the American newcomers. Missionary Stephen Riggs wrote of the Dakota's close-knit communities. This plan to make the Dakota stop being Dakota and adopt American ways was called assimilation. Yeah, that wasn't very nice. It was designed to teach the Dakota how to live in a world that was dominated by American ways of life. Many Americans did not realize how devastating this change would be to the Dakota. So, what's one reason why the Americans or the United States government wanted this treaty? Well, they wanted this treaty. The U.S. government wanted this treaty so the Dakota would give up their culture and live like European Americans. Okay, I can't fit that in there. Sorry about that. For example, okay, they wanted them to give up. They wanted the Dakota to give up. It's supposed to be an E. Their religion, way of life, in other words, become farmers like the white man. So they wanted the Dakota to assimilate. What does assimilate mean? Well, it's one of our vocabulary words. It's where you basically are forced to live like the people who are around you. Okay? So that was a reason why the United States government wanted the treaty. All right, so this is my summary for the lifestyle part of it. Okay? All right, so the next part is step number 3. Just draw a picture that you believe represents the section that you have chosen. All right, just take another sheet of paper from Notability and draw a picture that represents the Dakota lifestyle. That's all I'm asking you to do. Thank you very much for your attention on this, and as usual, if you have any questions, just send me out a Schoology message. Thanks and have a good day.